Hey, what's up, boxing fans? This is the Rope-A-Dope Report. I am your host, Chris Carlson, live from the MGM. It's my last night here. I take off tomorrow afternoon. Been here since Wednesday. It's been a fun week, man. It's just been great. Anyway, we're not talking about this. We're talking about a fight coming up. A classic trilogy. Rafael Marquez versus Israel Vazquez. You know, you hear everybody say Vazquez. I say Vazquez, whatever the case may be. You know, I'm not going to go crazy in detail about the trilogy, about the first three fights, because everybody's seen them. Obviously, Marquez won the first one. He was winning the fight, and Vazquez had to quit. He had to quit on the stool because of a broken nose, very badly broken nose. Still a good fight, though, really good fight. Vazquez won the second one, knocked him out. Marquez thought he wasn't out. Great fight. The third one, obviously, was just nuts, right? Everybody knows that. I did have Israel Vazquez sneaking that out. I had him down by a point going into the last round. In that 10-8 round where he you know, near the end of the round, he knocked Marquez into the rope, and Marquez had to grab onto that rope. Counted as a knockdown. He pulled it out. You know, Rafael Marquez is both these guys are just great, exciting fighters. I believe in my last one or the second to last one, Ring Magazine. You know, they had both these guys in the top 10 for most exciting fighters, and that's what they are. Israel Vazquez has improved as an offensive fighter. He's a slugger, no doubt about it. But, you know, he does have that kind of, you know, he'll chuck kind of peekaboo, throw a jab, come under and throw his shots. You know, jab, come on. You know, he's done some improvement. You know what I mean? He keeps somewhat of a tight grip. And, you know, I'm not going to call the guy anything other than a come-forward fighter, but as he's come along, he's definitely improved as a come-forward fighter. And done little subtle movements coming in, like I said, you know, that he's become even more effective. Rafael Marquez is just an all-around great fighter. He can stand and slug. Both these guys have knocked each other down, knocked each other out, as far as Marquez was stopped anyway. He wasn't out, you know, out on his ass or out unconscious, but he was out on the rope, whatever you want to say. But overall, I do believe Marquez is the more skilled fighter. He is a guy that can stick his jab out there, and he can, you know, he can really punch, but he can also kind of boom, boom, and then move, boom, boom, and move, and he can circle his opponent a little more. He's just a little more all-around skilled, you know what I mean, as a fighter, in my opinion. So getting into the fourth fight, obviously this is going to be a good fight. I mean, these styles match up. We've seen it. Obviously, I can't sit there and act like it's going to be as good as the last fight, the third fight. It's just not going to be. But it's still going to be one of the best fights, I bet, of the year. It's probably in the top 10 of the year for sure. And who knows? It could be fight of the year with these guys. You never know. They've both been laid off for a while. I mean, what was it? March 2008 was the last fight? Something like that. It's been 2 years, I believe, since the last fight. So, you know, both of them needed rest after such a, you know, back-to-back-to-back fights. You don't always see, that's more of an old school thing. You don't always see back-to-back-to-back. You'll see a trilogy, but it'll be spread out over time nowadays, for the most part. I mean, you'll see rematches and stuff, but usually trilogies, they spread them out a little bit. Whether it be politics, whether it be, you know, whatever the case is. So they both needed rest. Now, I believe Marquez got the better rest. And what I mean by that is Israel Vazquez, his career was actually in jeopardy possibly. He had 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 eye surgeries. And, you know, he obviously, both of them don't look great at the end of the fight, but, you know, Vazquez is known to look like shit at the end of the fight and have his hand raised like, I won, and just gushing and, you know, and just swollen. And And so it's good to have time off. They both needed it, but I believe Marquez got the healthier time off. Why I say that is Vazquez couldn't even really go to the gym. You know, he couldn't spar anybody, and he couldn't even go to the gym, from what I understand, to even do a lot because his eye was healing, and you don't want to put a lot of hot, you know, what was I going to say? I meant to say eye-hand coordination. You don't really want to test that stuff while it's healing. And no matter what, even if he could go to a gym and just work out, he's not sparring or anything. So for having such a long layoff, that troubles me. You know what I mean? I do believe Vazquez really started to get Marquez's style down to an extent, you know what I mean? Especially for being just a come-forward fighter. And definitely seemed like he was starting to get his number a little bit, you know, just a little. So normally if they were just fighting again and it was 8 months later, I would probably go with Vazquez, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go with the more skilled fighter in this time. Usually if you got an experienced fighter and an inexperienced fighter, I'm kind of in between. I go back and forth between puncher and boxer. But when it comes to two vet guys, you'll see me on the side of the boxer, more, you know, the more skilled fighter, more than likely. So I'm going to go Marquez, but I'm going to go by decision. You know, it's one of those things for the 12th and final round contest. You have to be exact. My guess is that Vazquez will be stopped on cuts. In fact, you know what? I'm switching it. I'm going to say TKO in the 10th round because I believe Vazquez, if you look, even in his last fight, he won the fight. And of course he was just, both those guys didn't look great getting the rust off, you know what I mean, in their tune-ups. But he messed up his eye again, and he's constantly messing up his eye. And I don't want to blame it just on the eye, you know what I mean? It's just having that long a layoff and not even being in the gym sparring or anything. I just think it's been too long, you know what I mean? I know he's been in the gym now for a while, but I just think the more skilled fighter's going to win. I'm going to go, I said decision, but you know what? I'm going to go 10th round, KO, TKO, whatever the case may be. I think they're going to stop it on the count of Vazquez's face. Love both these fighters. Both great fighters in my book. Anyway, this has been the Rope-A-Dope Report. Make sure you check out Rope-A-Dope Radio every Wednesday. You can listen to it live. You can archive it. All the episodes are there to listen to. And for after the fight coverage, once in a while, maybe twice a month, once a month at least, the 12th and final round for after the fight coverage. Call in. Let your voice be heard. And also we got a classic boxing segment with Julian Williams. Peace.